What should you actually do first after inheriting a house? Many families find themselves suddenly responsible for a property while they're also dealing with loss. There are a few important steps that can make the process easier and help you avoid costly mistakes. My name is Ann Boyce, and in March of 2021, I lost my father, who left me and my brother a house out of state. And then unexpectedly, in May of 2021, we lost our mom, who left us a property in the state of Florida. Adam and I created Flock and Company Real Estate to help other families who inherit properties and help guide them through the process with respect, compassion, and care. I'm going to walk you through the first things you should do after inheriting a house so you can understand your options and move forward with a clear plan. Let's start with the very first step most families overlook. Step 1. You need to make sure the property is secure. The house may be vacant after someone passes away, and vacant homes can attract break-ins, vandalisms, and from what I've seen, maintenance issues. Simple actions that the families can take immediately are things like changing the locks, checking the insurance coverage, forwarding the mail, and maintaining things like the lawn and utilities. If a home sits empty for too long without care, it can lose value quickly. You might end up with a water leak that you didn't know about, or maybe the air conditioning breaks, maybe a mold breakout will happen. So the quicker you can secure the property, the better. So the first priority is protecting the property so it doesn't become a problem while the estate is being sorted out. Once the property is secure, the next thing families need to understand is the legal process. Step 2, understand the probate process. Many inherited homes go through probate. Probate determines who has the legal authority to make decisions about the property. The person with that authority is usually called the personal representative. An important note for most families: not everyone involved automatically has the authority to sell the property. I highly recommend going to a probate attorney so they can guide you through your family-specific situation, because each situation can be different depending on the will, the number of heirs, and whether or not probate has been opened. So my simple takeaway is, before making any big decisions, it's important to understand who actually has the legal authority to act. Once that's clear, the next step is looking at the house itself. Step 3, assess the condition of the property. Many inherited homes have not been updated in years. Not only have they not been updated, some of them haven't even been maintained. A lot of times your loved ones, before they passed, simply just didn't feel like taking on the responsibility of doing certain things. I know when my dad got to a certain point, he stopped taking care of things in the interior of the house. The bottom of his shower was starting to rot out, and we were trying to explain to him, Dad, you need to get it fixed. And he just kept saying, no, it's okay. Everything's okay. So they just put things off, or sometimes they don't want to come to terms with reality. Oftentimes, when families inherit a house, they feel pressure to renovate everything before doing anything else. And the first step shouldn't be renovation. It should be understanding the current condition. And things to evaluate are the roof age, the HVAC and major systems age, general maintenance, clean-out needs, and deferred repairs. Things like that take top priority, and it's up to you and your family members to determine what should be repaired and what is worth skipping. Not every inherited home needs major renovations before the family decides what to do. Once you understand the condition of the property, you can start thinking about the bigger decision. Step 4, decide which direction makes sense. Most families end up considering 3 main options. Option 1, keep the house. Maybe you want to move into it or just keep it in the family. But again, if multiple heirs are involved, everyone would need to agree. Option 2, rent out the property. Turn it into an income-producing rental. This does require ongoing management, and it does require making sure all of the major systems are up to date and that the house is livable, which may take some upfront money. Option 3, sell the property. It simplifies the estate, especially if multiple people are involved, and it allows proceeds to be distributed between the heirs. Oftentimes, you can sell the property with doing very little to no maintenance or repairs. Now, it is important to say there isn't one answer that is right for every family, but regardless of which direction you're considering, there's one thing that can make the process much easier. Step 5, talk to someone who understands inherited property. Inherited homes are different from normal home sales because they often involve probate, multiple heirs, cleanouts, deferred maintenance, and emotional decisions. And sometimes not everyone agrees immediately on what to do. Families often benefit from speaking with someone who understands inherited property, probate timelines, and the local market. Talking to someone at least gives the family an idea of what the property could be worth and what they could do with it. Getting good information helps families avoid delays and expensive mistakes. Many families initially think they'll keep the house, but soon they realize the cost of keeping the house is more than what they initially thought. From utilities, insurance, taxes, even if it's rented out, constant repairs that have to happen, and property turnover, it just becomes more than what people expect. Usually, after evaluating the condition, maintenance, and logistics, many families eventually decide that selling becomes the simplest path forward. In my opinion, selling the property ends up being the cleanest way to settle the estate and move forward, but the most important thing in the beginning is simply understanding your options and taking the first few steps in the right order. If you've inherited a property in Seminole County, Florida, or the surrounding areas, and you don't know where to start, feel free to reach out and I'd be happy to discuss with you your options. In the link below, you can download our 7 Mistakes That Families Make guide. You can schedule a consultation to speak with someone from our Flock Property Transition Services, or you can click on the link and get an inherited property home evaluation. In other videos, I'll walk through things like probate timelines, selling inherited homes, and common mistakes families make during this process.